Cooking in Falmouth is made possible in part by the following. Appliances donated by Crane Appliance. Kitchen installation donated by M. Duffney Builders. Specialty Studio Electric and Gallery installation donated by David Rogers Electric. Kitchenware donated by Eastman's Hardware.
Hello, people. I am welcoming you to our second taping of Falmouth is Cooking. I'm Gail Blakely. I'm the longtime food columnist for the Falmouth Enterprise and also the Culinary Director at Highfield Hall and Gardens downtown. But today we have somebody very special here. We are going to be talking sort of in the mood for summer because we are taping this a little earlier than when it gets to be what people technically think of as hot dog season. I have Mike Bullard with me, who is the owner and chef at Hoggz and Doggz with the Z. 2 Z's, 1 Z.
Doggz and Hoggz.
Doggz and Hoggz. Doggz and Hoggz. All right, alphabetical, that's the way I can remember it.
The D before the H.
The D before the H. And he is going to show us some of his wonderful things that he makes at his shop, and we're going to be talking about some recipes. They will also be available at FCTV. And I think what we want to get started with right now is getting our corn muffins in the oven, because you very kindly brought us a tray of already mixed corn muffins.
Well, good afternoon.
So let me
Happy
do
New Year,
that.
everyone. So, like Gail said, we are going to get our specialty corn muffins going
Okay.
here.
And what's special about these? Let me just
They
see
have
if we
corn
can.
in them.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. For how long do these
If
go
I tell
in?
you the rest of the ingredients, they'll be in the paper.
It probably will anyway, right? All right. 350 for how long?
350 for about 15, 20 minutes
Okay.
until they get a
All right.
nice kind of almost a golden brown on top. And then we'll take them out, and I'll show you exactly how they look when they come out of the oven.
Okay.
And then we got our, so what we're going to do today is we are going to just show a few of our specialty dogs that we have at the store. The reason why these ones are specialty is because we make our own relish. We have a Cape Cod dog and a lion dog, and the Cape Cod dog is basically a cranberry apple and onion relish with seasonings in it. And then we also have a jalapeno and onion relish, which isn't as hot as you would think. Some people get nervous when they hear the word jalapeno, but we kind of cut the heat out of it a little bit. Okay. But the whole idea behind the lion dog is that if you don't say it's hot, then you're a lion dog.
Okay.
That was our old kind of fun thing to put into the menu.
So we have the Cape Cod dog, which is the cranberry relish. This is the one with the jalapeno. This is for test for lion dog.
Yes.
Okay. And then that is mustard. What about the mustard? There's
So the
something
mustard
about the
that we
mustard
use is called raised mustard. We get it from northern Maine. It's a hand ground mustard. We found this company, ironically, on Chronicle, and I called them the next day, and we've been friends ever since. So that was about 7 years ago.
Good.
And it's worked very, very well. A lot of people will come in and ask for a yellow mustard. I ask them to try this mustard. If they don't like it, we'll give them something else. But after they try it, they really love it because it is fresh, and it is, like I said, one of the fewest hand-ground mustards in the country.
Good.
So anyway, we have here, we use a Dietz & Watson all-beef dog. This here is our larger ones. We use a 1/4 pound. And this is what we called our jumbo dog. And we have two sizes. We have an All-American, which is a smaller dog, which is basically for kids or if you want to come in and have a snack.
Yep.
It's really not, for lunchtime. And then we have our Jumbo Dog, which is used on all of our specialty dogs.
And you prepare them by putting them in the oven?
Right. So we
you have them
we
always
do 'em-
roasting off, or are they always just being sort of?
Well, we do them a couple different ways, but when we're really busy, we roast them in the oven. And when we first started, we roasted them in the oven. They come out nice and crispy on the outside and just nice and hot.
Do you slash them? Do you prick
We
them?
do
You
not
don't do
slash them.
anything, so they're not going to
Just
like
like that.
explode in the oven or anything?
No.
Okay.
No,
Exploding
these
hot dogs.
these are a very unique dog. They're gluten-free. They have 6 ingredients, and we did a lot of research on this to find the right product for our application, and this is what we came up with.
Okay. So you're going to put those
We
into?
put a little bit of water in the pan, and then we'll just put them in the oven, and we'll forget about them for about 10 minutes or so.
Okay. So for people who are watching, I think we've answered the questions about some of the condiments, the hot dogs. There will be eventually on the website here at FCTV a recipe for what we're probably going to do next, and also the corn muffins we'll try to get.
Right.
If you'd be so kind. Okay.
We can do that.
All right. And this is a very special mac and cheese that you're going to
So we are going to jump into our mac and cheese.
And I'm going to turn it back on here.
And we'll get our water up to a boil here. Our mac and cheese is a little different than your traditional mac and cheese. You can call it something, if you're watching calories, and mac and cheese is really not something that you would associate that with. But what we do here is we eliminate the butter, the flour, and the cream. You make a roux, cream sauce, or whatever, however other chefs or whoever like to make their cheese sauce. So basically what we do is we
Bring water to a boil.
bring the water to a boil. We have 5 cups of water and approximately 4 cups of pasta.
Okay. Salt?
Yes, I'll have salt in this. So what I'm going to do is I'll add a little oil.
What kind of oil?
I use just a basic olive oil.
Okay. A 90-10?
100%.
100%
Yeah,
olive oil.
you can use 90-10,
Okay.
vegetable oil, whatever you want to use in your
Okay,
pasta.
all right. 90-10 for those watching is usually
A blend.
a blend. It's
Right.
it's called a chef's oil in the industry, and it's usually 90% canola, safflower, some vegetable oil
whatever you
with
like.
10%
It's just to kinda give it a
olive
little-
oil. Yep.
Loosen up the pasta a little bit. And then I
And-
add a mixture of salt and pepper in there and just let that come to a boil. And then
Okay.
we have approximately about a quarter cup of chicken base.
Okay. And you could use chicken bouillon cubes.
Yes,
You could
by
use
all-
the base. There is a nice one available in our markets in a jar, which I think does a vegetable, a chicken, a turkey, and a beef, which is pretty nice. I like the liquid one myself.
And then to give it a little bit of color, we use a little bit of turmeric.
Antioxidant.
Antioxidant, correct.
Whoa, what a beautiful
I'll turn
color.
that down a little bit. And then we'll add our pasta.
That's gorgeous. Is that on a screen so that you guys are seeing that? Isn't it a beautiful color?
Okay, and then what we do
I'll
is you
turn it
just
back
kind
up
of let
again.
that cook and
Oops.
bring it up to a boil.
Yeah,
Let
except I
that
turned it
pasta
off.
cook, and then we'll go into the rest of our, basically the cheeses. We just basically add the cheese into the pasta, let it melt and incorporate right into the pasta. That's it. And we will have you all taste it and see what you think.
Sorry, people. Sorry. All right, so this will come back to the boil, and then tell me about the cheeses. What are the cheeses?
Okay, so the cheeses we use is a sharp cheddar, smoked Gouda, and Swiss. And what we do is we shred it down. Sometimes I'll add a little Parmesan just at the end, but those are the 3 main cheeses that go into our mac and cheese.
Okay.
So you get a little smokiness, a little sharpness with the cheddar, and then a little bit of a bang with the Swiss. Kind of brings it out a little bit more.
So tell me why you chose to make your macaroni and cheese this way
Yes.
versus
So
making it with a
we wanted
roux
to be a little bit
and a
different.
cream.
Doggz Hoggz has a little bit different kind of menu. We had to be a little bit, we're trying to look at the health side of it, because a lot of people think, oh, dogs and barbecue and all that is obviously not going to be a healthy thing. So we came up with this recipe that when people come in and get mac and cheese, and whenever you come into the store, there's always somebody there to greet you, and we explain to you about what our products are about, and the mac and cheese is a big one, because of the fact that we do not use flour, heavy cream, or
Butter.
So you can add cream if you like. You can make a roux. You can do all that fun stuff if you like. We chose not to, and it doesn't last too long.
That's
If
the
it's
true
a
sign.
little thin, saucy-wise, what we will do is we will make a little cornstarch mixture and put that into the mix and just kind of tighten it up a little bit. But we don't have to do that too often, because the mix of the cheeses can still make it creamy. Which I know a lot of people like their mac and cheese to be kind of creamy, and now that there's other competitors out there that are making mac and cheese, sure you know who they are. We still want to be a little bit different as far as
The turmeric smells wonderful.
right, the turmeric kind of brings it out. Also gives it a little bit more color, so gives it a cheddary, a yellowy cheddar
Color.
look to it.
And there are a lot of people who are interested in things like turmeric and all of the spices that you can add to your diet nowadays. So how long do we cook this for until this is tender?
Well, until it's tender,
Oh.
right. So it usually takes about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
But since we don't have this much, it should come.
So
get
it's
cooked very
a
soon.
little bit more water than the amount of pasta, and then the
Correct.
salt and
Well,
the
what
pepper.
happens is that the pasta absorbs the water, okay? And that's what happens. So you get the reduction, the water reduces, the stock reduces into the pasta. So rather than draining it, we just leave it like that and let the cheeses make its blend.
And the flour should come out of the water some. The flour in the pasta
Right.
should come out into the water.
Yeah. That also helps tighten it up, though.
And there are so many how many one-pot pasta books are there out there now? I mean, everybody is looking for ways, I think, to do stuff in one pot and not have to
There
drain
is.
it and not have to wash two pots.
We
So
just
there
came
we
back
go.
from vacation, and we tried some other, people's mac and cheese, and we saw how the difference is, but we still feel as though we have a very good product. And also, people who are on, can lower their dairy items and won't want the butter and the cream and all
cream.
that. That's where this recipe comes into play.
Could you do this with gluten-free pasta? Have you done it
So
with
gluten-free pasta is very tricky to work with.
I know.
You can do it with gluten-free pasta. We did it with gluten-free pasta. You have to have the people to come in to get it has to move quickly.
Got it.
It's not something that can last. You can make it that night and have it that night, but the next day it's for some reason the gluten-free pasta that we found out. Now maybe it works differently for other folks, but it got gummy, and it just breaks down more. So.
Sort of goes on and off. Do you want me to check the muffins?
So I was going to talk about also is that the other part of our hogs part is our cohogs, and I brought some cohogs here today.
Would you like me to get those out?
Yeah. All right.
I am your sous chef. All right.
So our cohogs are made in the store. We get fresh cohogs, and we take the meat out. We make the stuffing, and
There
lo
we
and
have it.
behold,
Okay.
we have our stuffed cohogs.
And these were just reheated for a couple minutes. And we're going to serve them with this wonderful sauce.
We don't have to serve them with anything.
With nothing, just plain.
Just plain.
Mike
If you
gave
want
me
lemon and butter with them, that's fine. We did not want that today because of the fact we wanted you to taste that it actually has the cohog flavor into the
Okay.
cohogs.
And we don't have any butter in it. So
Yeah, you don't need it.
I
It
just
has butter in
wanted,
it.
I want you to talk about this also because this is probably one of the best barbecue sauces I have ever had. I had it last night for the first time on pulled pork and with some of my own macaroni and cheese, and it was wonderful.
Right. Well,
I
thank you
never
very
knew
much.
it was even here in Falmouth. See what happens when you go around and do television shows? So tell us about this.
Okay, so this recipe kind of originated from my experience working down at Polynesian Hotel at Disney. And it's not a recipe from them, it's a recipe that we developed. And this is a gluten-free, and it has 1 gram of sugar in it. It also could be a vegan sauce, which I'll discuss about what we're planning on doing in the near future. But it basically has 3 major ingredients in it, which are we use a tomato ketchup base, gluten-free, and then we have pineapple juice and mustard, and then the seasonings, which are on the bottle. So I won't go into all that right now. But the sauce can be used for
Go ahead.
pretty much anything. You can put this on fish. You could use this for your potato. I have a friend of mine who just told us that they used it with Greek yogurt and put it in their potato, baked potato. And he is a vegan, and he couldn't believe the sauce, the mixture that they made for a baked potato. So it can be used for multiple things, but obviously for the barbecue, it glazes very nice. It's a little thin, so you can use it sparingly, and it'll still make a nice glaze over your ribs or pork or brisket.
You could do a gazillion things with
There's
that.
a lot of things you can do with this
And this
sauce.
is available at
This is
Doggz
a-
and Hoggz.
Doggz and Hoggz, and
right.
also at the Windfall Market.
Okay. And where are you located? Where is Doggz
So
and Hoggz?
we are located at 781 Main Street,
Okay.
right across the street from your brand new senior center. So if you can't find the seniors, if you can find the senior center, you can find Doggz and Hoggz. So as you can see, the water is starting to reduce in our pasta.
This beautiful color. Think we're going to need a little more water?
No,
Or you
we'll
think
see.
we're okay? Should I taste
It's
one?
getting close. It's still a little hard.
How can you tell? By looking?
You can, because what happens is that the pasta will start to swell.
Okay. You're right.
It's still a little al dente. So, yeah. So when the pasta starts to swell, I mean, yes, if it gets halfway, we can add a little bit more water. Sometimes the ratio of the pasta and the water, the pasta can soak up. It's like a sponge, and it can soak up the waters in there very easy. So you could do a 4-cup pasta or 2 cups of pasta and 4 cups of water. You could go that route. I kind of went to 4 to 1 on this one.
Are we going to turn this out into a pan, or are we going to do it all in
We
this
could do
one?
it right.
Okay.
Well, we're going to do it all in the pot.
In the
That's
pot.
another unique
That's the
thing
one
about
pot.
this sauce.
Yep.
You don't have to
Okay.
strain the pasta. You don't have to get rid of the starch. The starch kind of helps tighten up the sauce a little bit. Okay. Like I said, it won't be a real creaminess like you see some mac and cheeses, but when it gets incorporated and it's finished and has a little bit of the stock left in it,
It's creamy
it's creamy.
and good.
So here we are. We have the pasta is almost ready
Yep.
to have the cheese, and it's just about done. We're having Gail's going to check the pasta, and then we'll add the cheese to the pasta, and it'll be a little bit of a surprise at the end.
Okay. So this is, if you can see it, it's still got a little bit of water in it, so it's almost
little bit
got
of
a
water.
tiny little loose sauce already.
One thing about pasta, if you overcook it,
perfect.
it can get mushy. Then you can shut it off.
Okay.
Okay, it'll keep cooking because we're not straining it. Now, normally when you take pasta off a stove, you'd put it in an ice bath, cool it down, strain it, get it all out. Our method is we just go right into this, and then we add our cheese.
Okay. And just stir that right into the sauce.
Stir that right into the sauce, into the pasta.
There's sort of almost a I don't know, like a bite to it. Is that from the turmeric? Does turmeric
a
have
little
that kind of
turmeric
cooked
has a little
turmeric?
bit.
Okay, it's almost like a curry powder. I can do this.
And then just to have some fun, we're gonna add some more cheese.
Is this your Bam?
That's my Bam.
All right. Okay. All right.
We never want to say that the
Here,
mac and cheese
finish
is
it
not cheesy enough.
So can
So-
this be baked if you want to? If you want to keep it warm, do you keep it warm in a vat or in on a table?
Well, basically we heat it to order.
Okay.
So as you can see, the cheese is now melting. It's starting to create its own creaminess. And we don't have flour, butter, or cream.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep, the cheese is absolutely covering it. That's amazing.
Made a little bit of a mess.
Mike, would you take a look at the corn muffins and tell me what you think?
Yeah, they're going to be a bit. The
Dense.
hot dogs are ready.
Hot dogs are ready, okay. All right, and the muffins are,
I should probably turn that up
I'll turn it up to what?
375.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have our pan right here. Let me get a towel. Okay, and then we just basically pour the pasta, the cheese, right in like that. And then you want to let it sit a little bit.
Okay.
And let it sit and it'll tighten up
All right.
on its own.
Gorgeous.
Okay?
Does look different from other places.
It definitely
Good,
looks a lot
good.
different. But what happens is when this cools down, okay, it tightens up. The cheeses tighten up with the pasta, and the starch from the pasta helps tighten it up. Like I said, if you want it a little creamier or creamier looking, you could add a little more water and then make your cornstarch mixture and add that at the end.
I think that's
Basically
gonna be
cornstarch in cold water.
I think this is going to be just about perfect. So.
Well, this is, you know, this is as, would you like to take a taste?
Not just yet. I'm waiting for it to get a little creamier there.
Okay.
But I want to go back and I want you to tell us a little bit, please, about why you chose Doggz and Hoggz. How did that come to you?
Okay,
and
so-
where did we get our Z's from? Yeah.
Right, exactly. And I have English teachers come in and ask us this question all the time.
Okay.
So we had to be a little different, basically. It came over one day. I had a friend over at the house, and we were watching a football game, and we were making cohogs. And I just kind of came up with a name, and I showed it to him. And he didn't really say anything at first. And I said, "You really don't like that name?" He says, "No, it kind of has a ring to it." So it just kind of came about that there was an opportunity that came up for this where we're located, and it just kind of
Fell
blended
together.
and fell into
And
place that
What
way.
year was that?
That was in 2013.
So 7
So we
years
opened
ago.
May 1st of 2013, and we had our first pig roast that Memorial Weekend, and we've had them ever since. So every Memorial Weekend, well, we have our annual pig roast. One year we had the bagpipers came down and they played. Another year we've had a couple of DJs there. So it kind of starts the summer off on a good note. We do it on a Saturday because we figure Sunday and Monday is hopefully a fishing day, and we try to get everybody in. They come to our neighbors and whatnot. So we try to get Falmouth up and going for the summer.
Good.
And so far it's been working out very well.
What's your most popular of all the dogs? And then we're going to move over to the pork. I want to hear about your
So
pork.
our most popular dog is what we have is called the Porkin' Dog. It's a jumbo dog with pulled pork on it. Now, in the spring, hopefully we'll come back and we're going to go over all the barbecue, how we do it, the woods and things of that sort, rubs. That's a whole nother entity of what we do. We do pork, brisket, ribs, chicken breasts, but the Porkin' Dog is our #1 seller. You get both you get our dog,
Pulled pork.
the pulled pork on top, and then our barbecue on top of that, and that's it. And it's worked out very well.
People have told me it's perfection, so that's pretty hard to get in Falmouth.
And another big thing that we use on our dogs is our bread. We
Yes.
get our bread freshly delivered from New Bedford, and we use a long pop, which
I'll get one.
I'll show you how this all goes together. And what we're going to do is we're going to put together a few dogs here, Cape Cod dog and a lion dog.
Here's one.
Okay, you can put them right in the...
Smell wonderful.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. So
Long
here we go.
pops, huh?
See how they could get a little crisper, but see how they plump up in the oven?
You're going to want those sliced, I imagine.
And I just need a pair of tongs.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm
So
going to put this over here to.
what we will do is, did they get sliced?
Nope.
Yeah, we got another bag of they got
Oh, here,
sliced.
I'm sorry. Of course, you'd get the unsliced one for television. Here's
Okay.
one.
Okay.
There you
So Gail, if you would like to make a
Cape Cod?
Cape Cod dog,
No, I'm not going to be the lion dog.
so go ahead and put some relish on
All
that.
right.
Put a little mustard on there,
Okay.
and then we will
Okay.
see how the dog fit. Now I know it looks like a lot of bread, but this bread is so soft and so
Portuguese, of
beautiful
course.
and so fresh that it works. Oh, and a lot of people say, oh, it's too much bread. Well, you know what? They never leave any bread behind. So that's why we're
So it
convinced
can't
that
really
it does
be
work.
too much bread. All right, you're going to make a lion
So-
dog here?
I'll make the lion dog, so you want
A little more.
a little more?
Okay. And that's Ray's mustard, R-A-Y-S? R-A-Y apostrophe S?
Yes.
Okay.
You can look it up online.
And it's from Maine.
It's from northern Maine,
Okay.
Eastport, Maine.
Looks terrific.
Okay, so we have that.
I feel like Guy Fieri and standing over someone making hot dogs and about to go.
Now another big hit on our dogs is our Texas dog. Our Texas dog is made with our house chili, and that is another very big seller. That other dogs that we have a barbecue dog, which is with bacon, basically bacon, barbecue sauce, and shredded cheese, and
Let's
those
do more.
also they all go very well.
And there's one topped with baked beans. That's the
There is,
Boston dog.
we have a Boston dog that's
Okay.
topped with our baked beans, which our baked beans are a vegetable bean with special spices inside, which you'll have to come to the store to find out.
We keep coming back to
Oh, that's
dogs. I don't know, we can't seem to get beyond the dogs to the pork, which I think for many people is probably more interesting perhaps, because they love to go ahead and braise their own pork. So the pork that you use for your braised, your barbecue, your braised stuff is
Right, so we use a pork butt,
a pork butt, okay?
okay? That's from the front corner of the animal.
Yep,
And then we use baby back ribs for our ribs.
okay.
And the brisket, as far as the barbecue goes, the brisket's probably close to being the #1 seller. The pulled pork sandwich goes very well.
Okay.
Now you're gonna have to pay extra if you want to use this little.
Beautiful
things
hot
going
dog
on.
tray. Yeah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. All right,
You
so
wanna
we
just
know that we
pass
can
these
go
around?
for eating in there at Doggz and Hoggz or eating out, takeout, but certainly in the summer you also move outside. I saw that you've got stuff out there.
Yes, we
to
have
be able to
picnic
sit.
tables out front, and we've also in the past 2 years have had the opportunity to be at 2 of the Falmouth beaches, Surf Drive and Falmouth Heights. So, and this year we're going to be offering some different items there that we didn't do last year. We will be serving barbecue items there at the beach this year. A lot of people requested it. We did a little bit, but next year they'll be more available, more readily available.
Good. So you serve people in bathing suits?
Oh yes, you don't have to come to our place with shoes and shirts.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So I think we have covered the hot dogs. Anything more you would like to
Yes,
say
we're
about?
we're gonna be venturing into another area.
Oh, the vegan.
We're gonna be looking at going into a vegan issues. Now, yes, why would you serve vegan if you're a meat and potato kind of place? Okay. Well, we get a lot of requests for it. Some people come in a large group, and you have one person who is. They say, "Do you have this?" And we say, "Well, this is what we have," and it may work for them, it may not. So we're going to do things a little differently. We've done some research on it.
Menu change.
Yeah, they're going to be run more as specials, I
Okay.
think, until we get it on the menu. We are definitely going to have a vegan burger, which we don't do burgers. That was one of the concepts that when we developed this, is that we really weren't going to go into the burger and fry thing. Everybody does the burger and fry thing. We wanted to do something different. That's why these dogs have different characteristics to them.
Okay. That makes sense.
The vegan thing, we're going to do the burger because we're going to promote our barbecue sauce with it. So the first round, we're looking at doing something like our barbecue burger with vegan cheese. If you want it on a gluten-free bun, that whole thing. Yeah, we're the place to go. Okay. Second of all, we're going to do a vegan bowl. So, for instance,
Like a grain bowl of some sort.
like a
with
grain,
a
yeah. So, I mean, it might have like mashed
that would be good.
cauliflower with a red kidney bean, barbecue red kidney beans on top. I saw it done, and I saw it go.
Yeah.
And it was, I did not see an empty plate. So these are, we're going to do some other research on that area because that is a whole nother category. We're not going to have like 4 or 5 different items. We may have 2 items a day just to promote it.
And also to give it a shot
And
see
give it a
what,
shot.
what flies goes, and then you're set. And then if it doesn't, you know that. So
Right,
You're set.
exactly. And if
All right.
people want to come in and give suggestions, we are very open to suggestions. We're not like, oh, you know everything, but
Okay.
we take suggestions. Believe me,
Okay.
a lot of the things that we have done was done through research and also suggestions from local
You
people in town.
can't be in the food industry and not take people's suggestions. So.
So,
So 781 Main Street, Falmouth. I think we were going to be ending
781
this.
Main
okay?
Street, yes.
And go in and ask for Mike if you don't see him.
we have an
and
open
he'll take
kitchen,
care of
and
you.
yes, I'll be the
Okay.
first.
All right.
Myself or Linda will be the first one to greet you. And if anybody has any questions about anything, just feel free to ask.
Okay. Thank you very
We're very
much for
open.
coming in. Thank you. It's
You're
been a
very welcome.
pleasure. And this
All right.
is gorgeous. These smell absolutely wonderful, and they look gorgeous too. We've got corn, and that looks like honey on top.
That is
Yes,
correct. That's
this
honey.
is terrific. So our corn muffins came out on time, just in time for us to say goodbye for today. And thank you for coming and doing this wonderful spread that we have. And I'm hoping that everybody will get to, all of the people who are watching will get over to see you and ask for you. And that concludes this show. We will be on again next month with Falmouth is Cooking and a different chef. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those
Thank
dogs.
you. Thank you.
Cooking in Falmouth is made possible in part by the following. Appliances donated by Crane Appliance. Kitchen installation donated by M. Duffney Builders. Specialty Studio Electric and Gallery installation donated by David Rogers Electric. Kitchenware donated by Eastman's Hardware.